Hey everybody, what's happening? Thought I'd pop on here and give you guys a little bit of a live stream, if you know what I means. I hope everybody's doing okay. We are going to go ahead and jump right into this because I want to get this out to you. Do I have a 5 for 5? Just checking. If somebody give me a 5 for 5 there in the chat, that would be much appreciated. Much appreciated if you could. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Okay, 5 by 5. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, guys, we got hit with some storming here. Some pretty decent sized things going on. Actually, we went and we had a lot. And I mean a lot of no activity days. Look down here. You see this? I got you. This is NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center. And guys, if things start lagging or something, I apologize for that. I'm still trying to work on my connection and stuff here at home. But I'm going to be pulling up one page at a time too to try to eliminate, bad connection stuff. So anyway, I just want to let you guys know that's what was going on with that. But yeah, so we got a couple geomagnetic storms that hit in the past 12 hours. So yeah, what I will say is that this last one, this is why I'm here right now. I was going to wait till the morning to give you guys a more comprehensive update that wasn't just kind of thrown together. I'm kind of throwing this one together, and there's a reason for that. It's because this is what's happening right now, and I don't really want to be live too much later because I am trying to get back into the algorithm. So if you guys could, please share the video back out. If you would, please share the live stream real quick. My mods are awesome. Guys, you guys, thank you so much for helping out. I really do appreciate you. I am going to try not to look at the chat because I do get sidetracked. You guys know that. So I'm going to try to stick to the space weather and what's going on with everything on that at that end right now. And at the end of the video, at the end of the live stream, I'll probably stick around and talk to you guys. You guys got any questions or what have you. But yeah, so we definitely do have, there's geomagnetic storms. Now we got a couple things to talk about here too with this. Now, check out the Coronal hole. That is, that is one big one, and it's equatorial, and we'll talk about that in a minute. That means it's obviously means it's around you downstretching past the equator or to the equator region of the sun. That's very significant. Remember, we talked about those filaments that were popping off on the polar ends, and how the sunspots were migrating towards the middle, right? Instead of mid-latitudes and getting closer to equatorial latitudes. And again, guys, what that means is we're headed for solar maximum. It's a magnetic pole flip on the sun. You hear us talk about it all the time about here on Earth. It happens however many hundreds and thousands of years or something. I'm not exactly sure I think it's like every 2,600 years or something like that. There's a bunch of cycles in there. If you count the excursions and a true magnetic pole flip, all these things that we're not going to talk about today, but we all know about the magnetic pole flip, right? I mean, here on our planet, and for us, that's a big deal. On the sun, that's just simply a sun cycle. Okay, so yeah, but you can tell now this stuff here is going to be coming at us. It probably connected yesterday. And I think that it did. And again, guys, when you see the dark here, that's not a hole in the sun. That's a hole in the corona of the sun, the atmosphere. Why is it dark? Well, the surface of the sun's dark in this imaging because it's colder than its atmosphere. Now, and again, there's a lot of things that we could talk about on that end of it, but it's puzzled scientists for a long time. And they sent the Parker S probe out there, the satellite that kissed the sun, got into the atmosphere. And they came back with some good data and some decent theories how stuff's bouncing around in there back and forth, and it's causing more heat and temperature rise than what would, we would think normally would be expected. And that's why, it's one of the reasons why the corona is hotter than the surface. So that's why you see the gases here, and that's also why the surface of the sun is black in this imaging, because it's colder. All right? So, yeah. But this thing is rotating through. Now, we had a large eruption right here. And it just happened. It's still happening, actually. You see this? It's an R1 flare, right? Not R1. It's an M1 flare, which caused radio blackouts. On the day side. Wherever, if it's daytime where you're at right now, you probably, experience a little bit of radio disturbance if you're closer to the pole areas of our planet. Higher latitudes, okay? I guess you could see some that were down low, mid latitudes. It just depends. But most definitely it's just going to be, further to the north and south. So with that being said, let's go ahead and what we'll do, I did want to show you this because I do think it's important to see this because, you got a 5 here, right? 5. A 5 on the KP index, this is what we look at for geomagnetic activity, is a G1 storm. Very low level. This is not a big geomagnetic storm, but what the difference here is, they didn't expect this one, okay? And it's been very, very hard to, kind of chase these things down lately because they've been mostly filament eruptions, okay? And the reason why is, earlier today, we only had 2 sunspots, okay? Now, I know you guys are probably thinking, wow, that's not hardly anything. And you're right, it's not. But it's not out of the ordinary to have lull periods. Now, I do look for everything to start ticking back up. Okay, there's a lot of people out there that agree with that. And they actually updated their prediction for solar cycle 25. Okay? They're saying that it's going to come quicker. So instead of being the year 2024 or 2020 into 2025, they're saying now in 2024. So, yeah, so we're going to have to pay attention to that because once we get there, that means stuff's going to start increasing really, really fast and we're going to get very, very active. Okay? So that's just what I will say there. Now, I guess I could hit the refresh here. Let's hit the refresh. Now, see, this is NOAA's forecasting. Obviously, they changed this, right? It's the 27th UTC right now. So that's exactly what's happening. They go back and they change that. Now, if you look out here the past couple days, they're not forecasting anything out. I'm not sure if I agree with that. Okay? I do think that we're going to be getting that coronal hole stream from the coronal hole I just showed you. Right here. Here in the next 2 or 3 days. Right? Maybe they are on the 30th or the 31st. Now, if you remember, I believe it was 2003, we had the big Halloween geomagnetic storm, if you guys remember. That was big-time news. It could happen again. And that's, I'm not going to say it is, because there's no way I could say that. But, yeah. So let me, I want to pull up Icme here, and we're going to check out, I want to do that or do I just want to do SDO? Let's do SDO, guys. The definition on this site isn't quite as good as on Icme, but I don't think it uses up as much bandwidth. So yeah, we'll just, we'll do it this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this, well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, let's just take it to the 25th. And what we're going to do, we're going to look at a few different angstroms of light, okay? And when we're looking at the angstroms of light, that's exactly what it is. It's extreme ultraviolet, okay? That's what we're looking at. Our eyes can't see it unless we assign it a color. That's what's going on here. I'm not going to go into a big explanation on that. I wasted a lot of time in my last video doing that, and I can't go into that detail every time because I'd just be continually explaining that over and over and over again. Okay, we'll let this thing load, and what you're seeing there too, I want to make sure that you guys understand that that's perfectly normal. What you're seeing right there was a calibration roll. They have to calibrate the satellites, guys. I mean, it's just what it is, okay? I hear so many people making a big deal about that, and you can clearly see it's the lens. I mean, come on. Just saying, guys. I mean, you guys believe what you want to believe, but there ain't nothing going on with that. It happens they do it all the time. If they don't, it's not in the right spot. So, that's what I would say to that. But, what I'll do here is you look over here, you'll see this eruption happen. Huh. Guys, I'm telling you, that's a big one. Okay? I haven't seen a coronagraph on this yet, but I'm telling you guys, look at this thing. Okay? That, and it's a long duration one too. This is a big one, guys. That's a big eruption. And it's just now happening, so I'm not going to be able to give you guys, too much here as far as imaging on this, because it's just too soon. So, yeah. That is a big eruption. Honestly, I didn't think it was that big yet until I just seen that. I'd seen it earlier, but I got a few more images here now. Guys, that's a big eruption. Now, I want to say this too. If you guys remember my last video, remember the big ones that were going off the backside? And I said, hey, they're filaments and stuff flying everywhere. This is about the time that area of the sun would be rotating in. So it's probably the same area. I don't know if it is or not, but it most likely is. But yeah, so let's just do this. So we've seen this, the 94 angstrom. We'll play this. Well, let's just do it this way. Okay. Okay, what you're going to see here, and I'm going to click one frame at a time, you're going to see a little bit of an eruption here, and it kind of disrupts this area over here. See that? Right there? And then, wham. And then even down here. I mean, again, it disrupted that whole area of the sun. So I'm telling you, this is the same exact area of the sun that this did it earlier. Okay? I don't know what else to say here other than that. I guess I could do it this way here. See that? Okay, so we go boom here, and then it goes over here. That was back there. Okay, you see this? That's a filament. You see that? And as we go forward here, look what happens. Continual eruption that's not stopped yet. Now, we can look at this real quick again, and I can tell you that it is subsiding because the X-rays are starting to drop from the flare. Okay? And again, you see how impressive that looked? So it wasn't like an X flare, but it's long duration. So it's definitely sending plasma on out, guys, I'm telling you. And I don't know if this thing's going to hit us. Judging by the location of it, it has a chance. I don't think it's going to give us a direct hit, but we definitely could get a glancing blow from that. Now, the coronal hole over here, believe it or not, could either try to pull it over to us or push it away. Remember, we're talking about magnetic stuff here, right? So it has a charge. So, depending on the polarity of the coronal hole stream, If it's the opposite polarity of this eruption right here, it could actually try to pull it over to us. That happens. So when you got big coronal holes and flares and filaments all flying at once, it makes it very hard to forecast what's going on. So, you know, and again, this isn't no SHTF anything right now, okay? I'm going to say that first and foremost. I'm not trying to even go there. You guys know I don't do that. But what I will say is that is a significant one. I didn't expect to see this tonight. I really didn't. Especially with the lack of sunspots. That just goes to show you that the sun can do what it wants, when it wants, and how it wants to do it. And ain't none of us going to be able to stop it. Okay? So, yeah. Now, let's check out the 304 here. And I am going to change that to like the 26th. I don't want to sit there and watch that whole other day for nothing. Okay. So, this is the 304. This is ionized helium. And this is the one we look at for when we're looking at filaments. Okay? So, you see these big things draping across here. These shadows. Those are the filaments. Now, here's that eruption right there. You see that? That thing. Okay, here, let me say this first and foremost. So as I'm watching this right now, that filament blew off there in a hurry. That thing's moving fast. Now, judging, again, by the angle from what, because this is from our point of view, right? But it's not going to give us an exact anything. It's giving us a general direction on how this thing is flicking off there. I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll pause it. And we'll come up here and I'll back it up, okay? So, I can even zoom in if I, well, no, I'm not going to do that. Okay? Now, I stopped it there for obvious reasons. Okay? So, what we're going to do, we'll just go ahead and zoom in a little bit. If I can find the zoom. Okay. So, if I scroll down here, we'll just hit it back here and I'll go up. Now watch what happens. I mean, this is significant, guys. This is not a small one. You see how that erupted out? You see how it lifted off the surface? Okay? So let me back it up. You can see this dark shadow here on the face of the sun too. It's all connected right there. So as we go forward, this one destabilizes, right? A little bit of an eruption there. And it was just enough to get that filament to pop. Wow, that's weird. Y'all seeing that? Anybody else seeing that but me? That's crazy looking. I don't even like what I'm getting ready to show you guys. This is stupid. I shouldn't even show it to you. Oh, goodness gracious. I guess I need to zoom back out. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit here. I'll have to put that in a photo editor and see what I can come up with on that. Okay. Anyway, what I was talking about, if you look at this right here, it looks like some tribal guy with dreadlocks, like the Predator. Look at that, eyeballs and a mouth. I just think that stuff's cool when it happens like that. Anyway, you remember the Bob Marley we seen a while back? Y'all remember that one? That was a minute ago, wasn't it? That was a minute ago. Anyway, let's just move forward. Anyway, so you can see that. And it still just keeps going. You see what's happening here? So you can see the plasma just it's continually erupting right there a little bit. Now, it's not still shooting plasma out. That's just basically X-ray right there getting put off, right? So, again, you know, we'll look at one more angstrom here. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll look at the 211 purple one, because this one will show us coronal hole really well. And it'll show you the corona get disrupted big time. Watch what happens here. See that? I know I say that all the time, don't I? I'm sorry, I shouldn't do that. I don't know why I do that to you guys. I really don't. It's a bad habit. I shouldn't be doing that. But anyway, here we go. Right there. Wham! And you can see it just ripple across the whole corona just gets busted up, right? And I have to say, guys, that's a large coronal hole too. Okay, it's one of the biggest ones I've seen in quite some time. And again, it's stretched equatorial. And let me just jump on that real quick with you guys. When you start seeing the coronal holes go equatorial and not stay in a, like they call it trans-equatorial because it's connected on the north and the south hemispheres. Okay? It's kind of like a double lobe thing going on here. But, you know, it's still connected. When you start seeing that, that's a clear indication that things are progressing in the sun cycle for the magnetic pole flip to start to happen. Okay? And what else did I just say a little while ago about the filaments that were busting off on the polar regions? I mentioned that in my last video. So we got a couple different things here now, guys. Okay? I do think that we're heading that way. We may get to solar maximum a lot quicker than what everybody thought we were going to. Okay? And I wouldn't doubt it. I just wouldn't doubt it. Again, actually, Space Weather News did an article on it, and we'll swing over there and take a gander at it here in just a second. But there's something else too. They seen orange Aurora, and they were trying to figure out what caused it, right? And if you guys know anything about Aurora, oxygen molecules is what makes green Aurora. Nitrogen makes red, right? So if you take red and green and you mix it together, what do you get? You get an orange color. So what I'm saying is, because I worked in printing for 20 years of my life, so that's what I did. I reflective light. I know how light works. I know how colors work. I know how they look when you add different light to them. I just know how it all works, the printing part of it. The colors. This is very similar. So when you're talking about an orange Aurora, you're basically getting those two colors together. Now, I do have something to say about that, though. It may not be 100% correct because nitrogen and oxygen molecules typically are at different elevations in our atmosphere. Okay? So that tells me if we got down deep enough to get to the nitrogen molecules, then you're going to see red ones, right? Well, what's any different than any other day? Any other Aurora event? We should be seeing orange all the time if that's the case. So I don't know what caused it. I really don't. That's just how I think, and I could be completely wrong on that. But I'm looking at that and I'm sitting there thinking, well, if it takes those two colors to make an orange, but yet we see red by themselves, and when we know that the charged particles had to go through the oxygen molecules to get to the nitrogen molecules every time. So what's different this time? And I probably just threw a whole bunch of word salad at you, and I apologize. I ain't trying to make that complicated. I was just kind of thinking through there myself there, guys. But yeah. So let's sorry, oxygen molecules to get to the nitrogen molecule. I guess I wanted to hear myself for a second. I don't know. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's go over to... Let's see if Seeds is updated at all. They did update. Seeds is back up and running, okay? I'm not sure how well it's running right now. It's missing quite a bit of data right there. Okay. We'll go back here to the 23rd. Those are those bigger eruptions I showed you guys. This is that same area of the sun, guys, that I was telling you about. These bigger ones here and here. Watch. So the sun is still very active even without a bunch of sunspots. What's happening is we got a lot of filaments erupting and we have coronal holes. Only thing we're lacking is flaring. And that's because we don't have the sunspots. So I hope everybody understands that, because it's definitely something that we need to pay attention to. So, yeah. So let me tell you what I'll do here. Let me back that up a little bit. I do want to show you guys the magnetosphere model, because this magnetosphere model does, well, let's take a look at the Discover data first. I apologize. This right here is going to give us, the space weather conditions. What's going on here, okay? You can see here at the top, the BZ, we look for -6. We got to -6 and we hung out there for a minute earlier today with the first geomagnetic storm. Okay, now we got the second geomagnetic storm, and look what happened there. Again, what the heck did I do there? That was stupid. Whatever I did, I apologize. But as you can see here on the density went crazy high for a second. I wouldn't say crazy high. That's a little exaggerated. That's kind of in the middle, about 25. 4 is normal, but we've seen 25, 30 and not even had a geomagnetic storm. So I don't hold too much stock in that. Now the speed, again, we can go over here and look, and it did get close to 600 at one point. Kilometers per second. That's about 1.5 million miles per hour, I think. Something like that. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah. But as you can see, when the density started to drop, the speed sped up. The speed of it started to pick up. Right? That's what happens. Makes sense if you think about it. If things are moving faster, it's going to grab them particles and it's going to pull some of them away faster. Right? And then it's a flushing thing that happens, and it'll get behind us. It'll just keep on moving instead of getting trapped in our system. So what happens is the density will lower with higher wind speed. Okay, now that's typical when we see that. Now there are times, like with CMEs and things, that they both raise at the same time. When that happens, that's when we get the really big hits. Okay, this is almost as classic coronal hole to me. And why I say that, you had the rise in the speed and then the low in the density at the same time. If it was like a big solid CME blast, you probably would see that a little bit different. You can still see it that way, but most of the time, typically it's a little they'll be going the opposite direction. And if it's a CME, it'll kind of be going the same direction, right? But again, we got to look at the -6 is what we're looking for here. And again, we're not even in geomagnetic storm right now as we speak. Okay, you see this right here? That's G-level storm here. That's radiation storm, and that's your radio blackout up here. Can you guys see my cursor? You can't see my cursor, can you? I meant to fix that, and I forgot last time. I apologize, guys. Top right. I'll have to fix it before my next stream. Sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure why I need to put the captured cursor back on there. So let's do this real quick. I want to show you the magnetosphere models. I love this stuff. This stuff is just this is what, yeah. Cool stuff. That's all I'm saying. This is your velocity. Sun's off to the left. Okay? And so what are you looking at here? Well, you're looking at, my opinion, there was a couple small coronal holes that passed through. Plus there was some like small little stealth CMEs that was happening. So it's hard to tell what's actually hitting us right now. Now, I will say this. NOAA actually kind of showed this a little bit on their CME tracker, the Enlil spiral model that they use. And we'll take a look at that here in just a minute. I couldn't really tell you what NASA's showed because when they do theirs over there, they just show one at a time. And if something else happens, they'll go to the new one and you don't get to see the second one, the previous one anymore. I don't particularly like that about that site, but, you know, is what it is. Now, again, this is the density, okay? Again, this looks just like, you know, you see how it's more of a constant, like, ripple, like a boat going through the water? That it's such a classic coronal hole-looking thing here for me, okay? That's exactly what this looks like. It's just a constant stream. Now, I know you guys are probably seeing this stuff come from here and go this way. That's called a reconnection. Again, we're talking about magnetics. So when you get particles that hit our magnetosphere, and they're pushing hard enough, and then the magnetic connection grabs, and they'll actually come like that. Does this little loop around. Okay? So when you see those things, that's most of the time that's what's going on. I'm not saying that we can't get something from behind us. Cosmic rays, we definitely can get behind us. Okay? So, you know, I'm not saying that it's impossible that something couldn't come from behind and hit us a little bit. But typically what you're seeing here, especially when you're seeing a bunch come in from the front, and then you start seeing these things coming from the back like that, you definitely know that that's a reconnection. Magnetic reconnection event there. Okay? But yeah. So, let me go here. Now this is magnetic pressure. Okay? I'm just going to grab the slider on this one. Everybody understands pressure. Typically, we don't see this big, massive red around our planet. It's not unusual, but without storming happening, it doesn't usually look like that. Okay? And so you got all that going on. It's not, again, it's not going to look like massively impressive. It's just going to look active to us. Okay? So let's go take a look at, let's see here. What do we want to look at now? Oh, yeah, we need to look at that. This is the geoelectric field model. This is the one that NOAA and USGS is working together with, along with Natural Resource Canada, to help forecast earthquakes. Yes, space weather affects earthquakes, and this is one of the models that they're using to help forecast it. I'm not seeing anything like just massively in my face here yet. Let's let it run its little loop here. I mean, it's moving, right? And it's moving more at the pole area, right? That's where it comes in the easiest. So yeah, this is all this is doing right now. So yeah. And what that is a geoelectric field. Not geomagnetic, it's geoelectric, which they basically act the same, okay? But the geoelectric field this is trying to show you is actually on the surface of the planet, okay? That's what they're trying to show, all right? So, let's take a look at the CME tracker from NASA. Okay, that definitely is not the one that just happened. Or I guess it could have been. We could have had another one. When's that? No, it's not. That was from one earlier. I'll be interested to see what NOAA does show us with their tracker. Let's see if it's updated yet. Let's see. Looks like it might have. Let's take a look at it. And we'll pause it. And what you're looking at, guys, this gives us 2 days historic data, and then it tries to forecast out 5 days in advance. And this kind of looks like it might be picking that up. This might be that eruption. I don't know. Let's take a look. Okay, so whatever that is, this is a side cut, right? And I think it's just showing the coronal hole stream. So this has not updated for that eruption yet. Because I'm going to tell you right now, when that eruption shows up on this thing, it's going to be very large, and it's going to be very red, white, and black on this model. Just judging by what I seen there on SDO, it definitely looks like it's going to be significant, guys. And this is the coronal hole stream, though. So even without that stuff coming, you know, that eruption was big enough, in my opinion. We'll probably get a glancing blow from it. But, again, I can't hang my hat on that yet. I got to wait for more data, guys. I wish I could give you a better answer on that. I just can't until more data comes in. Now, this is the visible light, I believe. Yep, visible light on the solar. This is the sun. Doesn't have a whole lot of sunspots, does it? Yeah. So what we're going to do, let's just let's get rid of that. And then we'll go over here to, let's see here. Let's go. All right, we'll go check out spaceweather.com. Oh, wrong site. Sorry. Here it is. Okay. Well, there you go. Unexpected geomagnetic storm. Dr. Tony Phillips actually agrees with me here. He does an awesome job over here, by the way, guys. Please go check out this, his website. It's very good information. It's very accurate. He does an awesome job. He deserves a lot of props for what he does here. But this is their updated solar cycle thing. And I'm not going to go deep into that right now because I want you guys to go over here and look. So please do. I really hope you guys do. And don't think you can't understand this stuff. If you run into stuff and you can't understand, then ask me. And I'll try to help you understand it. But I'm telling you guys can understand this stuff. It's not out of reach is what I'm saying. So don't think that you can't understand it. I feel really bad when people feel like they can't understand something that, and I know it's intimidating. I really do. And the key to doing all that is to eliminate all the word salad. You know, when you read a newspaper, at least the rule was back when I was in school, when you read a newspaper, you tried to write it to a 6th grader. You guys know that? Anybody that's been in any kind of journalistic classes or anything like that, or even just writing a book. But if you're writing articles in the newspaper, unless it's a high class or a high whatever, like a Wall Street Journal or something where you're looking at stocks and things like that, you have to understand that they're trying to write that to a 6th grader. So everybody can understand it and they don't feel stupid reading it. And I see so many channels out here throwing all these big words around, and I understand what they're saying. Because I know I've researched this stuff, right? I understand the vocabulary. So it's got to the point where I don't hardly notice it anymore. But when I concentrate on what they're actually saying and I take in consideration, like maybe I don't know those terms yet, you can get lost really quick when somebody's doing that to you. And that's why I try to do things here the way that I do it. It's not a popularity contest for me. I don't care if people think I'm a redneck, stupid, hillbilly. I don't really care. All I'm trying to do is show people what I'm seeing and the way that I understand it. And I want them to be able to have a basic understanding also. So that's the goal here. You know, that way you guys can share that with them. You don't have to have a big, deep understanding of everything to understand what's going on. If that was the case, 90% of us wouldn't even be doing anything. But anyway, check this out. 2 sunspots right now. So yeah, you know what I mean? I see you in there, Jim. What kind of channel you got, bud? I'll talk to you guys here in just a minute. But somebody let me know what kind of channel Jim's got. I'll go check it out. But anyway, you got Aurora here too, and it does look like, man. So what we'll do, this is the D region absorption prediction, and basically what this is going to do is going to show you flares, you know, the X-ray, normal X-ray background, and then it shows you where it's fluxing at. So this is going to show us the flare right there. Okay. So those are the areas of the world that were affected, and it looks like it was just out in the middle of the Pacific. Looks like it got our friends down under there, Australia. Shout out to my Aussies. Aussie, Aussie. So yeah. So what are we doing here? Yeah, that's a flare. Now again, guys, that radio blackout, that probably didn't mean anything to anybody, but maybe first responders. Maybe some ham radio operators trying to send whatever here and there. And it didn't last very long. It didn't look like it lasted a whole long time. It didn't stay in like blackout range very long. So, yeah. Okay. I wish that Seeds was updating. And I think that I don't think Lasco's updated yet either. Yeah, see the last imaging we got there is 1730. And makes you want, sometimes when that's happening, and we got these big things going on, though these satellites will actually reset for whatever reason. Safety mode sometimes gets them, all that. But, yeah. And I know there was something else I was wanting to show you guys, and I keep drawing a blank on it here. I know as soon as I say, hey, you know, live stream's over, you know, people are going to be like, I'm going to remember what the heck I'm forgetting here. Let's go ahead and, okay. Yeah, so I do think, guys, that we're going to continue in this activity here. You can see how that flare is hanging on pretty well here. Let's go take a look at it again on SDO. And, let's look at it in the 131 this time. I haven't looked at that one yet. Okay, so I'm going to hit submit. What we got? What we got? What we got? Come on, load up. Load up. I'm actually fairly happy right now about this. Hey, Seventh, good to see you, buddy. Hey, I expect to see a dad joke in the comment section. And I want one in the top of my, you know, I'll pin it. Put it in the comment section. Throw a couple dad jokes in there too here in the chat. It's good to see you, brother. Miss B's in the house, I see. Okay. So, wow. Did you see that? That is so cool. I know you've seen it, but we're going to take a look at it again. Wham! Look at that. Wow. That's so cool. Let's just zoom in a little bit. Want to? You want to? Alright. Wow. I'm moving backwards right there, guys. Sorry. Man, look at that. That is so cool. I'm telling you guys, if that thing was right in the middle, woo-wee. I really want to see the CME from that. Man, I hate waiting on data like that. But, you know, that's what we got to do. I'll tell you what we will do, though, before I get off out of here. What we're going to do, we'll go over here to ISL real quick. And we'll take a look at this. Not sure if I'm missing any. thing here. Is my audio okay, guys? I just want to make sure. Hey, Stephanie. Good to see you guys. Monk, what's up, bud? Red Star. Cookie Monster, baby. Alright. We're going to let that one update. What's this one? 171? Okay. Yeah, we're going to let this one update also. If I start lagging, somebody let me know, because every time I go over here to ISWA, it seems to just tank me almost every time. Let's see. This thing is taking forever to load. It's probably because I'm trying to load them all at once. Let's just get rid of all of them. Load them one at a time. Yeah, that helps. Okay, that's a 304 here. Let me... Definitely ain't for today, though. Let's go ahead and change that to... 94 and see what we get here. I don't think we're going to have any imaging, guys, for this CME yet. I just don't think we're going to see it. Let me go ahead and refresh that one. Sorry, I got to do it this way this time, guys. I apologize. I know it takes a minute, but I do want to show it to you. Yeah. I'm talking about the belt forming across the midsection of the sun. What do you think? It's... What do I think about that? I actually kind of addressed that a little bit earlier, Jim, with the coronal holes, and when you start seeing those things cross the equator, we're headed for, and you're also seeing the sunspots migrate towards the middle. That's a very natural progression in a sun cycle. That's just what happens. So when you see those things in the middle, and a lot of times what you'll see is why it resembles, you think it's more active there, is because it actually is. And it, you know, that's where all the sunspots are, so that's where you're going to see a lot of the activity. At least that's just my opinion. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that agree or disagree or whatever, but oh, there it is. Hey, it's got it there. Check it out. Here we go. Oh, man, it missed the beginning of it. We got one image of it, guys. Look how big that thing is. That thing is large and in charge, baby. Wow. Let's tell you what we'll do. See a stereo. Oh, yeah, Stereo A's got it. Heck yeah. Stereo A is basically in the same position as SDO right now. Oh, wow. It's basically from our perspective. I'm going to stop that right there. We're going to let that go back 100 frames. We'll check it out, because that looks like that's going to be our best bet here to get a good view of what's going on. Update. Okay, I'm gonna do something here too. I'm gonna show you guys something. You see this? You're probably gonna have somebody out there tell you that that's something that it's really not. That what you're seeing there is most likely highly charged particles hitting the camera. Okay? That's just what it does. You can reproduce that on the surface of the planet. Okay, if you get a coronagraph and you send some particles at it, it's going to look the same. And that's what I'm trying to say. But I want to say this too. This is from our point of view, right? And do you notice you got like, it's almost like two different CMEs here. I'm not going to say that it is, but it sure as heck looks like that. It did kind of look like that on SDO too, I guess. Okay, so boom. And again, remember, this is from our point of view because Stereo A is right out in front of the planet right now. It used to be 90 degrees to our, well, space words. It would be to our east or behind Earth or ahead of Earth. I'm sorry. Look at that. Yeah, and I do think we got a chance of getting a glancing blow from this. One thing I will tell you, we're not going to take a direct hit. Okay? So don't think that. Hey, Laura, what's up? So don't think about any of that. So just so you know. But yeah, guys, that's a significant one. We're going to have to pay attention to this one. And again, I think we're going to start, you know, when I did my last video, we were seeing these going off the backside. So I most certainly do think that we are going to be seeing some things. And guys, I am getting back into more of a sustainable rhythm to where I can give you guys more content. Obviously, this is, I think it's what, my third one this week or something like that. I'm trying to get back to at least, I'm setting up templates too. That way I can give you guys at least an update every day. I just about got that completed. My life is just unbelievably busy right now. Hey, Angie, Angel, holding it down in the Bronx, baby. Okay, so with that being said, yeah, that's a significant one. Let's go ahead and pause it. You see how you got like this whole area of the sun just disrupted from one? And we see that a lot. I'm not saying it's something unusual. I'm just saying that we see it a lot. I mean, that's an impressive eruption, guys. It really truly is. Have we seen bigger? Of course. This is not by no means something to just be like brushing off, though. Okay. Again, if this happens 24 hours from now and that sunspot's over here, we got to have discussion. So that's what I'll say. You know, I'm not saying it's SHTF or anything. You know, I'm only going to say it's SHTF one time. And that's the time that it's SHTF. If I can get out here and tell somebody about it. Most likely, ain't nobody going to be able to. Because by the time that happens, you know what happens. If it happens in our lifetime, you know, our technology's gone. So how am I going to tell anybody? That's why we talk about it now. So, you know, people ask me, why do you do what you do? Right? I get that question quite a bit. And because I haven't monetized my channel, right? Which I'm thinking about going ahead and doing that so I can start up memberships and give you guys some special stuff. But with that being said, the reason I do this is so people are not scared. That was like my goal from the beginning. I wanted people to be able to go to these tools and look at them for themselves and understand what buttons to click to get a basic understanding. That way, if something really big did happen, then you're not scared. You might be concerned, you might be whatever, but you make a better decision when you're informed. The people that are going to be scared are the ones that get that big, huge jump scare because they just simply don't know what's going on. They will be in the dark in more ways than one. And again, I'm not saying that that's it may not even happen in our lifetime. I don't know. I don't have a, I can't tell the future. But what I can do is show people what's leading up to it and looking at some of these things and go off historic data and show you where they, and what was it, 89, the Canadian blackout? That was a CME hit. Think about that stuff, guys. It's not so unusual when you think like that. So, yeah. Thanks, Ripper. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I really do. And Ripper, you you have no idea how much of a friend you've been to me. You dug me out of some dark spots, man, that you didn't even know I was in. Just so you know. And I have to say thanks. I tell you thanks all the time for that. It just is what it is. I don't know. I don't think any of us could actually come out here and do this by ourselves anymore. I really don't. I think it takes a lot of, well, I'll just put it to you this way. YouTube's been around long enough now to where people now have experience with YouTube and can help other people that are doing YouTube get up to where they're at a lot quicker than what they did. And that's very important to me. Because the quicker that happens, the more information gets out, the more, people are informed of what's going on, the more cool stuff like this we get to look at, and the more we all understand. It's an all-around good thing. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I am going to go ahead and pop off here. Marfugo is going to be starting up here in just a few minutes. If you guys don't know who Marfugo is, it might be under a rock somewhere. I don't know. But his link is always in my description, along with the lifeboat. You guys are struggling with addiction, and you want somebody to be able to understand what you're going through, go over there. I co-hosted with Tommy over there for almost 2 years. And guys, again, I don't do all the shout-outs like I used to. That's why I saved it for the end. But Ripper has a channel too. He hasn't been posting much for a while. He got real busy like me. But I think he might be getting back into it. I'm not sure. I seen a couple of his community posts where he said he'd made it back out to the range, which is cool. Axe and Nacho, what's up, guys? My Canadian buddies, they're up there. Guys, you guys want to have a really good laugh and some good music and stuff, go watch Axe and Nacho. You need to. Mark Pyers, Renaissance Man. Go check him out, please. Great music. Great laughs over there. I mean, Hilly. Go check out Hilly. Hilly Billy, 99999. Actually, I just was able to go to a channel that Hilly turned me on to. I believe the guy's name's Brian. He's in my subscriptions. If you guys go check him out. But he does like daily prayers and stuff, and he does like a daily live stream, and it's just the two videos that I seen were very cool. John and the Spirit's in here too. And listen. Go check out Matthew Shipley's channel. Matthew Shipley does an awesome job over there. He does a 24-hour live feed of all space weather conditions. He's got fiber optic connection, so it's all high graphic. It looks awesome. Oh, you're welcome, AJ. So yeah, please go check him out, guys, because I'm telling you, Adam and Dex and all the mods over there, I mod over there. Me and Adam and Dex and everybody over there, we've been friends for a long time. Ilea, don't let me forget to mention Ilea. Guys, she's got a pet channel. Well, it's a rescue channel. Man, I wish I had the link here. If somebody could find the link, guys, to Ilea's second channel, post it in there. If not, I'll leave it in my comment section, okay? she's trying to get it to 1,000 subscribers so she can make community posts. But she's an awesome person. Trinity, Red Pill, Blue Pill, hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here. Our schedules haven't been really meshing up. We've been, of course, it's mainly me because I've been so freaking busy. But she's going to be coming on, and she's going to be co-hosting with me a couple times. And so you guys will be able to get a chance to see her. And she does an awesome channel. Awesome channel. So go check out her. And again, guys, I say all this for the end, and I haven't said any of that for a long time. So just know that. And thank you guys for being here, sticking around when I wasn't posting for a minute. I'm still going through some stuff. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm currently sick. I have an infection in my hand. I got stuff going on all over the place, okay? And I'm just not going to go into it. But again, like I said, the lifeboat, chase the heat. I mean, such good people, guys. And I wish I had a way just to shout them out every time that didn't take 5,000 years to do. And I know that's not feasible. And I feel bad when I forget somebody. And it's just, that's why I'm saving it for the end, like I said. So, but anyway, guys, I will be giving you guys an update tomorrow. Even if nothing big is going to happen, like right away, I still want to come on and give you guys at least a little bit of an update on what's going on with this one. This is a significant one. It may not give us a direct hit, but it could give us a glancing blow. We do have geomagnetic storms on the way, in my opinion, because of these coronal holes right here. Okay, we do look to be going into solar maximum quicker than what they thought. So, that's what I'll say. Let's see here. If you guys got any questions, throw them in there real quick before I take off out of here. And, yeah. Let's go here. Where did I don't even know what that one is. Huh. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just do that one then. Alright, guys. I'm going to go ahead and pop off here. You're going to get the outro just like my intro. At least today. So, anyway, guys. God bless. Yahusha saves. And as always, you can drink this Kool-Aid. But check out Marth Oogle. They're going live here in a few minutes.